Everyone. How we doing today? Thanks for tuning in. Again, we do this every day, usually about 7:30 in the morning or so. Again, every day means every day, Saturday, Sunday, holidays, birthdays, all that good stuff. Something I've done for a long time, just get up, see what's going on. Again, I do this as the lens as a real estate investor. I think the market, the headlines really help me understand the two critical elements. One is what's going on with the consumer, and the other one, obviously, with what is going on with capital, both the cost and access to capital. And, today's, what is it, Tuesday or something like that? It's hard to tell what day it is, isn't it? Man, it feels like Groundhog Day. But some things are starting to come out that I told you were coming. Again, when you look at the market, when you think about the consumer, you think about real estate, you do start to learn your market. And when you learn your market, you can kind of expand and grow from there. So I thought we'd start with the with the home sales that came out in the last half hour or so. And they were ugly, but they're about to be real ugly. When you look at home sales, the way they're reported, you have to realize that these are March numbers. And March was at least 2 or 3 weeks of normal, if you know what normal was, kind of pre this health event. But you got to remember those contracts were signed late January, early February, which was nothing was going on. So you just got to remember when you hear numbers from people on real estate, you really have to understand that real estate is a very, it involves timelines. And if you look at the numbers and you don't understand what's going on, you can get the mind twisted. So let me explain. So first off, transactions, closings were down 8.5%. Well, that sounds kind of bad, but in reality, that's nothing. They saw a drop of 8.5% with really one bad week of March. Some people pulled, some people extended because of appraisals and all of that stuff. So some stuff is just slower in late March, but again, March was, for the most part, a normal month. So to see a drop of 8.5% is ungood, if you know what I mean. But here's the reality. April closings are going to be down at least, and again, at least underlined, italicized, bold print, 40%. This is important because this is the spring selling season. This is when transactions tick up, and we're writing off 2020. So again, this is all data you need to understand. If you're following this channel, you probably have some interest in real estate investing, one rental at a time. This is the time to learn your market. It can be easy to make mistakes. Please listen. I've been looking at my market every day for 20 years. I'm telling you what I think weeks in advance to numbers coming out. And again, I have a course linked below that tells you how to do it for your wherever you are in the country or the world. Do your homework. Spend this time learning your homework. I'm really nervous. All the real estate investors out there that are just like chomping at the bit and have some capital. You're going to make mistakes. This is not the time to make mistakes. This is not the time to be early. Please, please, please hear me. Learn your market. And I will keep telling you what I see every day. But please learn your market. The next thing is inventory. Again, I told you this was coming. We went into March with record low inventory. Record low, right? Really coming into March going, hey, we need more housing. Builders need to build. All of that stuff. The economy is... we're going to look at inflation because the job market is so tight and we don't have enough homes. Well, that changed quick, didn't it? Listings are down 10.2%. Well, new investors, it kind of depends on who you are, Farrell. If you haven't got your first investment property, you can get a loan from Bank of America or Wells Fargo or things of that nature. Still very possible, but you're going to need 20% down and a good credit score and good reserves. Absolutely can do real estate investing in this market. But as you know, I think you're a member of the course, do your homework. Spend 60 or 90 days doing your homework. Create your spreadsheets. You can send them to me. You're in my private Facebook group, and we have, we should talk Saturdays during the live streams. Let's do your homework. But there will be some tremendous opportunities. I will buy more houses in the next 18 months than I have in 10 years. So I'm excited with you, but let's be careful. So inventory down 10.2%. Again, this all happened in the last week of March. Can you imagine what will happen in April? If you don't have to sell, you're not listing. It's just not going to happen. All right, buyers aren't there. In fact, inventory is misleading. What I'm seeing in my market, and I propose is happening in most of the US, is the listings are artificially higher than they should be. What do I mean by that? Again, realize that pre the 15th of March, builders in most markets were not listing their new product in the multiple listing service, realtor.com, Redfin, all of those. After the 15th, more and more builders shut their model homes down and they listed in the MLS. So in my market, greater than 40% of the new listings are new construction. So listings are down in my market a little bit, like about 10%. I think it's like 8% when I calculated the other day. But if you strip out all the new listings that were new construction that wouldn't have been there in January or February, listings are like way down, like almost 30%. So people are trying to fool you. Again, know your market, see what's going on. This is time where statistics could really trip you up. So be very careful. And then of course we have to talk about price. Price is not falling. Price was up again 8%, I believe. Again, it was up mostly a normal month. Loans were done, all of that stuff. But again, I've said it before, I'll keep saying it. We are going to see price deterioration in a couple of large markets. Silicon Valley in trouble, LA in trouble, New York in trouble, Seattle in trouble. There are markets that I've been telling you about for over a year that are unaffordable. And again, if you've read our book, and if you haven't, read it, because understanding the affordability of your investing market is what saved us in 2006. I think it's fine. You got to know your numbers, though. Private lending for distressed properties. Know your numbers. Be very careful. Make sure you protect your investor. You only get one chance to make a mistake with private money. But yeah, I'll do it. I do it all the time. So I'm a big fan. But realize that price is kind of that artificial thing. It will start to show deterioration in the big markets. It will show deterioration in the high end. The high end is dead. Dead. Jumbo loans, dead. This is going to have effects. But again, 90% of the US is going to be fine. You might see 2 or 3% price hits, but most of the US is affordable. We will start to come out of this. Prices are sticky on the way down. But there will be some markets that will never be the same. I don't think New York is the same for a decade. Vegas, I don't think you're the same for a decade. Silicon Valley, 5-6 years maybe. LA, 5-6 years. If you're unaffordable, you're unaffordable. And we need a reset. So back to the other news of the day. Looks like Georgia. We should all be sending wishes and prayers and good luck vibes to Georgia. Appears that Georgia's governor is saying, you know what? Enough of this madness. We're going to start opening our economy on Friday. And then more of the economy on Monday. I wish them nothing but luck. Would I have the guts to do that? Frankly, probably not. But we are getting to the point very quickly where the cure is worse than the disease. Small and medium-sized business, they can't hold out much longer. It's just not how they're built. It's we should be wishing Georgia the best of luck. And I do not want to see anybody politicize this. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. You should send them good luck. Lives are lives, right? Don't care what side you're on. We should be sending them good luck. And I believe I think I heard like 8 other states are just going for it on May 1st. Again, we need to send them nothing but our luck, good vibes. I hope they go for it. I hope they have fun. Yes, there are going to be some additional infections and some hospitalizations, but if you're ready for it, get ready for it. Let's go. I heard, again, I didn't do the math, but it looks like on May 1st, given current plans by governors, we're going to have 20% of the economy somewhat open, right? And that's a calculation of population. That's how that, as I understood the math. But again, as I told you a couple weeks ago, we're going to get through this. The bad news return, and I got to tell you, if Georgia gets it done, if the other states May 1st don't see a huge kind of spike in anything, the rest of the country is going to follow suit. We've had enough of this nonsense. Let's open up. Let's do the right things. Let's just keep going for it together. Let's support each other. Let's stop making this us and them either side. This leading by headlines is not good. If you want to act like we're at war, let's be in this together and stop shooting at ourselves with little snippets here and there. So it's just bad. If you saw oil yesterday, I told you I did a special interview on oil. Physical oil has no value. It got down to negative $35, so you have to pay somebody $35 to take it. That's the difference between a paper contract and a physical contract. Oil is a sign that the economy is dead. It just is. Economy, and it's the worldwide economy, because oil is something used around the world. Gone. It looks, I look for some hedge fund to blow up as of yesterday. Somebody had the contract on the wrong side of that, and they got caught, and they had to pay somebody $35 to take the physical oil. Oh, not good, right? No containers. We don't have any place to put it. So there will be some hedge fund that's crushed. Don't know who it's going to be. JetBlue had a good article from their CEO, or I guess an interview actually I saw. They're only flying about 10% of their normal traffic, and they've extended that all the way out till June. Now, of course, they could ramp that up pretty quickly, but that just tells you what's going on. The economy's dead. We do need these states to start opening up, at least at some level. Did you see Richard Branson? Virgin Atlantic needs a loan, and he's putting up his fancy island. I think it's called Nectar Island or something. Again, he's got the collateral, but again, this is I think he was last calculated $4 billion, 4.5 billion, something like that. And I go back to that video I shared 2 weeks ago about let billionaires fail. Kind of how I feel, right? It's just, I don't know, kind of how I feel. Coca Cola, this is a big deal. Another sign, if oil is worthless, Coca Cola's report, you all need to pay attention. Coca Cola's demand was down 25% in the first week of April. 25%. This is Coca Cola, right? The little Coke cans, Diet Coke, all that stuff. 25%. Man, and if you think the stock market is fairly valued, but you just saw Coca Cola take a 25% hit to demand, you're not paying attention. I don't get it. And, oh, by the way, they're cutting ads just like Expedia. How can Google and Facebook and Twitter, all these ad-based things, hold up? You guys are, I don't see how the second and third derivatives aren't going to just crush tech stocks. IBM. IBM had a mixed earnings, but they had one line that I told you was coming. They had one line that went something like this: software demand is weak. Man, how many Silicon Valley tech companies are software-based that are about to get hammered when they report? And oh, by the way, everybody's pulling guidance. The other thing you're going to see is when Q2 reports in 90 days, it's going to be what I call the kitchen sink quarters. They're going to write everything off. It is going to be horrible information because they're going to try to clean up the balance sheet so the income statements look better Q3, Q4, Q1 after that. It's going to be kitchen sink time, and it's going to be ugly. What else is going on? Oh, looks like they are getting ready. The people are buying alcohol instead of Coke. That's funny. Looks like we are getting ready to vote on another $350 billion. I guess it's for the PPP program, the one that ran out of money here recently. Looks like the Senate will pass by unanimous decision, which means you don't have to come back. But there are actually, I almost called them idiots. That would be, I don't want to say idiots. There are actually people in the House, good morning, Gil, House of Representatives, that will vote no on adding $350 billion to the PPP program. If that's true, it could just be political posturing. But if somebody in the House votes no, and they have to fly the House of Representatives back to vote in chambers or whatever they call it, I hope we take note of who voted no, because that's just days that we don't need. if the House of Representatives doesn't pass this thing by unanimous decision, I hope we all take note. We all know who did it, because you're delaying help to small and medium-sized businesses that are dying by the day. So I hope we go out, and if anybody in the House votes no, let's not forget. I'm going to actually probably do a video on just who they are, so it's recorded and I can send it out at election time. But let's see. Again, politics is politics. They could just be using it as negotiation, so we will see. Yep, absolutely. No question asked. I agree. Follow the Constitution. So let's see what's going on. So again, this is an interesting day. Know what's going on. Physical oil is worthless. That's a sign. Coca Cola down 25%. That's a sign. Inventory in real estate down 10.2%. That's a sign. Transactions expected to fall 40% in April. That's a sign. We need the economy going back up. Let's root for Georgia together. Let's root for the other 8 states that are going May 1st. Let's just send some positive vibes out there, okay? All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. I'm actually going to go read the Georgia announcement, and if I like it, I might do a separate video on that, because this could be game-changing. We'll see. All right, take care. Thanks. Bye.